Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
Be brave. What?
Terra firma, so to speak.
Ambassador Spock!
Yeah.
Lydia and Hotari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago.
Okay.
The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Lydians from their system.
That moment.
Computer, why did the warp field calculation fail?
Warp field pressure returned non-orthogonal. Results are undefined.
That doesn't help.
The same moment when the shuttle failed to warp, so did the ship. Whatever happened to the shuttle just happened to us. The Resolute will not sustain warp.
Okay.
We can't leave Hotari space.
I mean, we can, just very, very slowly.
Ambassador Spock, Captain Solano, welcome to Hotari.
Hello.
We are honored you have come. My name is Tylos Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. This is Galvin, and this is Citron, the heroes of the revolt in the mines.
Okay, so it was a revolt.
Since the day of the revolt, Galvin has seized control of the mines and restricted all access. No one's allowed without his personal authorization. And they've taken over a section of the palace with just as much secrecy and security.
Take this. You can use it to capture whatever you find, and then send it to me.
Appreciate the water. Yes, I'm just going to appreciate this for a minute.
Soothing.
There we go. Report my findings to Captain Solano. Captain, the water is mighty soothing.
They seem proud of their culture. Pride can lead to rash action.
Also true. Just get my cardio in. That's a lot of gesticulating. That does not bode
that was
well.
a disaster.
What happened?
The Hotari refused to concede anything, so the Elydians stormed out.
That's what they look like.
The Hotari did not invite us here as peacekeepers.
Oh, yeah.
I hope your efforts were more fruitful than ours.
Why are we here? More people involved in this.
Gravitational harmonics failing to resolve. Warp bubble stability degrading. Increase output to maximum.
Can do.
Increasing warp output to maximum.
It's happening again.
Yeah, no warp travel.
It is evident that presently the Resolute cannot achieve warp propulsion.
Since our diagnostics rule out any problems with our warp systems or anything about the ship, the problem appears to be the fabric of space itself.
In this ion
Space
storm.
itself? You're saying something about this region of space prevents warp travel?
Prevents it, or can't sustain it.
However improbable, that appears to be the case.
I reckon it's the storm.
We need to know more.
The storm didn't stop us from leaving space dock and traveling here. But could it still be causing this interference with warp travel?
We must follow sound investigatory principles. Do not let an assumed conclusion drive your analysis.
Sometimes we need a little
Good point.
inspired thinking, Mr. Chovak. Captain Solano is on his way back from the negotiations, and I want to have some answers for him when he gets here.
Indeed. Given the facts at hand, we may be able to deploy subspace probes around the ship to construct a clear picture of the phenomenon.
Around the ship. I'll prep a shuttle.
Yeah. You know, she's a far smaller ship than she appears to be.
I'm setting up a waypoint at a distance roughly corresponding to the edge of our warp field. When we get there, I'll deploy the first probe.
There's a lot of drift. Look at that. I went under the nacelle without crashing it. Aren't you proud of me? Oh, there's going to be rocks. Can I spin my way
Commander
around?
Westbrook, the Resolute systems are calibrated to receive the probe's readings. We are standing by to reproduce the warp field collapse after the first probe is deployed.
Thank you, Mr. Chovak. We'll be in position shortly.
And, Mr. Diaz, do take care in piloting the shuttlecraft. Now is not the time to indulge in the human penchant for joyriding.
I wouldn't dare.
Chovak probably isn't such a fun guy to work for, huh?
Yeah.
I just don't take it personally. At least I try not to.
That's a very mature answer. Shows a positive attitude on your part. Remind me of it when I start complaining to you about the ship's new first officer.
Wow. I think the first officer's doing a fantastic job. Of course, I don't know what Diaz thinks. There's a lot of turbulence out here, which I'm guessing is accurate for the storm.
This is far enough.
There we go. Okay.
Transporting the first probe into position.
Oh, those are in the hangar at the start of the game.
Westbrook here. The first probe is deployed.
Understood. We are reading it. We are about to replay the simulation.
Problem?
I'm just not getting any traction with her. Commander Rydek. She rejected my plan to use a deflector pulse against the storm surge. She didn't listen to me when you were out on the hull and I was trying to make it safer for you. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the new XO. I'm sure she's a fine officer, even if we don't see eye to eye. But she didn't go through what the rest of us did. You know that. And it's hard to figure out why she'd be the one Solano chose instead of, well, one of us.
Well, Captain Solano likes her, and you trust the captain, right?
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the transitive property is really applicable here, Diaz, but I catch your drift.
Test is running. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
What the?
Whoa. All right, that is definitely a problem with the fabric of space. We need to get another probe out there. With 2 points of data, the Resolute and the probe, we've managed to get an interference pattern. I'm setting a waypoint to a particularly strong area of interference. We'll deploy the second probe there.
Over that.
Listen, I'm gonna give you a piece of advice I wish someone had given me. Make sure you're never just one thing. And don't get so focused on what's in front of your face that you lose sight of the big picture. Before Rydek showed up, the captain pulled me into his ready room and told me he didn't think I had the people skills to be first officer. What a load of crap. I mean, if he'd said that about Chovak, sure.
I mean...
I appreciate the advice, Commander. I'll make sure I keep my options open.
I don't need to tell you how to operate. You're already well on your way. You're a capable engineer. You're good in the field. Keep up the good work, and who knows? A solid jack of all departments like you could be Commander-in-Chief of Starfleet one day. Hell, Admiral Jellicoe started as a shuttle pilot. And there are places to go in the enlisted ranks, too.
You know, I'd be the best leader Starfleet ever had. Lower decks always have to fix all the problems Command causes. Maybe I'd just save everybody some steps.
Right?
Well, don't forget about us little people when you're running things.
Of course not. You gotta remember where you came from.
Here we are.
This is close enough. Stop the engines. Deploying the probe. Westbrook to Commander Chovak. We're ready for another sampling of data.
Very good. Running the simulation again. Warp field collapse in 3, 2, 1, mark.
There it is again.
I saw it. It seems to be directional.
But what about the scans? Anything?
Here's the readings in relation to our local space. We've got the Resolute, Hotari Prime, and the probes.
All this interference is overloading the sensor buffers. We're gonna have to triangulate the sensors manually.
And to get a reading on anything in this sort of storm's usually difficult as it is, let alone... are these like eddies in the storm?
We got something.
These markers indicate peaks in the gravimetric interference patterns.
Right.
Let's see if I can find some more.
One right on top of the Resolute. Any around the moon? Yep.
Hold up. This is coming from the moon.
A beam that blocks warp travel.
Aimed right at us.
Someone is doing this intentionally. I don't know how they're doing it. This is like nothing I've ever seen.
Let's not jump to conclusions.
Why would they be doing this? We came here to help these people. And now we're getting hit by some warp-killing weapon?
Now, look here.
Keeps us in system.
Current readings of the ion storm.
These concentrations... they line up with the interference pattern. The storm and this beam, they're coming from the same place.
Carter, whatever petty local conflict brought us here, it's just a small part of something much bigger.
I don't want to say I told you so, but...
Presently, we don't have an explanation for how they're doing this. But one thing is clear. This is no fluke.
Thank you, Mr. Westbrook. I want a full briefing when I'm back on board. Solano out. A targeted weapon that inhibits warp travel. Coming from the moon Tau.
That would explain the difficulties my shuttle encountered. More importantly, the tenor of the Hotari during the negotiations.
And here I thought the Elydians would be the problem. Coming to peace talks in a warship. This wasn't supposed to be so complicated.
Maybe they did know something was up. Should I talk to them?
For all their posturing, every indication is that the Elydians are afraid of the Hotari. They didn't bring their warship as a threat. They brought it because they're scared.
From everything we witnessed, I would say that is highly likely.
But what are they afraid of?
Tylus, the Hotari representative, said she thought they found something in the mines. Galvin and Sidron brought it back to the palace, but they're keeping it under tight security. She's going to investigate it. I gave her my tricorder. I expect she'll contact us soon.
You found an ally.
Why would Tylus help us? Go behind her people's back? It's a fair question, considering.
Yeah, option 3. She's been sidelined.
She's worried that her people are being dragged into something that isn't going to end well for them. She's trying to save them.
That may be true.
She's certainly more likely to help than the other Hotari we've met.
That raises another question. Specifically, what do the other Hotari have to gain in bringing us here, only to make this hostile maneuver against us? There must be some motivation.
Yeah, that's something I
Unless
don't
they changed their
understand.
minds between when they asked and when we got here.
Could just be recon.
Sidron was very curious when we spoke outside the Queen's chamber. He wanted to know all about us, our ship, the Federation. He wasn't giving any answers. He was looking for them.
Well, I'm sure you didn't tell him too much. I don't think the Elydians know what's really down on that moon either.
Major Armintas said the revolt defied explanation. That the Hotari miners somehow harnessed the energy of the storm.
Harness the energy of the storm?
Doing that is beyond even our capabilities.
So is a weapon that disrupts warp travel.
There have been civilizations and entities, both past and present, far more technologically advanced than the Federation.
Yeah.
The Elydians and Hotari don't fall into that category.
That we know of.
But that is all the more reason to investigate further.
They could have found the tech belonging to a different civilization.
Commander Rydek, sorry to interrupt. We've received an urgent call from Hotari. The Queen's advisor, Tylus, has asked to speak with you.
Put her through.
Galvin and Sidron are still with the Queen. I've enlisted help to gain access to the room they have under guard. I don't have much time.
I'm not supposed to leave my post.
It's only for a moment. I so appreciate your help.
I found something. I'm sending you a scan.
Ooh. Well, instantly I'm thinking Tholian because it's like triangles.
Got it.
First Federation, maybe?
Tylus, if we needed to gain access to the mines on Tau, is that something you could help us with?
I suppose it wouldn't be easy, but...
Time for you to leave. Yep.
Tylus.
Can we reconnect?
Sorry, Captain. We've lost all contact.
We can only hope she escaped without harm.
It was hard to tell.
I'm the one who got her into this. If something happens to her, it's my fault.
She's one of the Queen's closest advisors. I'm sure she'll be fine. Assuming the Queen isn't part of this. Let's see the scan of whatever the hell that was.
I assumed the Queen wasn't a part of it, but you never know.
Tylus suspects this came from the mines on Tau.
It appears to be of ancient origin, but the markings are unfamiliar.
We can run a full analysis when we get back to the Resolute. But if this came from the mines, then it might be the key to how they got the upper hand against the Lydians.
Then we have to go into the mines.
The Federation would not allow that. We were, after all, sent here to be a neutral party in a peace negotiation.
Investigation.
However, we could demonstrate that the Hotari have acted in bad faith, which would enable us to investigate the mines on Tau with full justification. But of course, we would need conclusive proof before taking action. Otherwise, it could put us in a difficult position.
The artifact?
Whatever this artifact is may be proof enough. At least to satisfy the Federation.
Especially if we can show the Hotari are controlling the warp disruption. And targeting the Resolute.
We may have a better understanding once we analyze the device. But a mission to the mines, covert or otherwise, is not out of the question. And I will handle the Federation.
Use that sway you've been building up for the past, what, hang on.
As I was telling Carter, I want all the data I can get on this warp problem. And the negotiating team's shuttle has been recording data all the way back from Hotari. Even better than our probes. So pull the sensor and engine ISOs from the Melville when it sets down.
Will do.
I'll join you and Shovak down in engineering to run another analysis after the briefing.
I didn't like this warp problem when we thought it was some astronomical anomaly. And I like it a hell of a lot less now that we know someone is doing it to us.
Progress.
How does it work? What do we even do about it?
What do you say we pull these chips and find out?
Took some damage on the way.
Not me, I didn't do it. Not my shuttle.
That ionic interference scored the hull plating. Might be some micro welds. Let's try pulling together.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Yank.
It won't budge.
Oh, okay.
Gotta be the storm damage. We need to... Welcome back. Any excitement down on the surface?
Excitement? No. Nothing like that.
Hey, can you hand me the EJ7 interlock? From the toolbox.
I don't know what that is.
Not much use for one on a security detail, huh? Carter?
Yeah, I'll get it.
Foreshadowing, I bet she's going to bludgeon somebody with it at some point. You okay? That's the plasma torch. That's a plasma torch. Be professional.
Okay, I'll apply pressure while you decouple the panel.
Not we're going that way, are we?
Here, I'll help.
There we go.
We've got this.
Open up and say ah.
Thanks for the hand. We have to get these isolinear chips down to engineering.
No problem. You really know everything about these ships, don't you? The tools, the systems.
I mean, I don't know
Like
everything.
a walking Starfleet technical manual.
Oh, I thought security was the detail to be on. Now all of a sudden you're interested in engineering?
Just the engineer.
Come on, start pulling chips.
Alright, let's have a look. Up. What ones? Oh, I guess. Good job he knows. Yellow one. I want a red one. No, that's a yellow one as well. Whoops. Alright, all the yellow ones. Red ones. Taking the lot, okay. Oh shit. Oh.
What's this?
Some kind of crystal formation?
Yeah. Or do I just... No, okay, just take a scan.
Whoa. This substance is a quantized spin crystallization of hydrogen, carbon, and lithium. It's emitting tetrametric pulses at an interval of 3.8422 seconds.
Quantized crystallization isn't natural. I mean, it's only theoretical as a means to engineer matter on a subatomic level. What's it doing in there?
It was grown. Am I just going to pick this up with my bare hands?
Wait.
Right?
Regulation 364, subsection 9.
What?
Don't touch the weird stuff.
Regulation 364, subsection 9 orders that in the case of an unknown foreign substance infiltrating a sealed system, it will be placed in secure confinement before further examination. Retrieve a containment module.
Don't you think we're more equipped to deal with whatever this is?
No.
No. Before anything else, this is a security issue.
Yeah, because we
You
don't
don't
know.
even know what this is.
Which is why we need to study it.
Once it's contained.
Well, if it's not natural, then someone might have put it there. It could be a tracking device, some kind of sabotage, or even a bomb.
Which is why we need to get it to the containment lab.
Come on.
I can't make an exception. Not even for you.
I mean, she's right.
I'm still going to report these crystals to Commander Westbrook when we send the shuttle data.
And I will inform my superiors. I'm taking this just as seriously as you
Yeah.
are.
It's fine. There's no conflict here.
But I overheard talk about the warp disruption on the shuttle. Now these crystals? Maybe this situation is more than we can handle with just a science vessel. We could trigger a distress call, get Starfleet to send more ships,
No, not yet.
or I could send a message to my old CO on the Adirondack. Get some combat-tested vessels.
I don't think
We
so.
shouldn't do this alone.
We're at the edge of the quadrant. Help isn't just gonna pop over like we're in Sector 001.
Wouldn't hurt to try.
You talk like you've never had your backs up against a wall before. This is Starfleet. We solve our own problems.
Us, they'd get caught in the warp neutralization field as well. We don't have answers to give them at all or anything. All we can do is
Okay,
report the
stand
problem.
back.
Oh, that's neat. I didn't know I could do that.
Get this to the containment lab. We'll get it set up for you. I'll let you know when it's safely confined.
Oh, we'll be there.
Last thing you want is to study this down in main engineering and have it explode next to the warp core.
You got our point. Ooh.
Almost forgot.
Can't have that.
For a second, I thought she'd gone cold on you.
Doing the job.
Like she might have changed her mind. But I guess this whole situation has her spooked. Maybe she knows more than us?
Yeah, there you go.
Or it's because this is all happening so fast. But she usually doesn't scare easy.
But also,
Now, you can't tell me you're not a little spooked, too. We all should be.
Believe me, I'm taking it seriously. But Miranda talking about sending a distress call on her own? That's going too far.
I mean, yeah.
She was probably just thinking out loud. I'm sure she'll come to her senses. This mission has enough complications stacking up.
Now, we'll get through it. You, me, and Miranda too.
Commander Rydek was able to work behind the scenes during the negotiations and made contact with a representative from the Hotari delegation named Tylus. She mentioned an unusual artifact of unknown origin being held under tight security within the Hotari Palace, which she believes came from the mines on Tau. Now, this artifact might have a connection to the revolt, to the storm, and to the warp disruption we now know has been targeted at the Resolute. Commander Rydek, if you want to take it from here.
Of course.
Of course. Tylus managed to infiltrate the heavily guarded location within the palace and sent us these scans using my tricorder. It appears to be some sort of control panel, possibly connected to the warp disruption weapon originating on Tau. Of particular interest is this symbol, which we couldn't identify the origin of.
The Federation database has records from a vast number of civilizations. If anyone from Starfleet has come across this before, the system should recognize it.
Cross-referencing with Federation records.
Displaying symbols from Federation database with a 90% probability of match or
scratched
higher.
off or
Select
damaged.
a symbol to further analyze.
No, that's not going to line up. No. No. Maybe if it was larger. No. Oh, I know that symbol. That's Tacon.
.2% match.
Got it.
Tacon. Oh.
So, what are we looking at?
Trouble.
The design and composition indicate this is a glyph associated with the ancient Tacon Empire. Their civilization collapsed over 600,000 years ago, but once spanned millions of systems with a population numbering in the trillions.
Fascinating. The Tacon were once the most advanced, most powerful civilization in the galaxy.
Yeah.
Is it possible the Hotari found Tacon technology?
It's Tau
They
portal
even know
planet.
what they have.
Our knowledge of the Tacon is limited. I have only encountered passing references to them.
Same.
Actually, I've heard of the Tacon.
You have?
Quite impressive, Commander.
Computer, summarize the Enterprise D's
Yeah.
discovery of a Tacon outpost.
On stardate 41386.4, the USS Enterprise D, under the command of Captain Jean-Luc Picard, discovered a Tacon outpost in the Delphi Ardu system. According to the mission summary, an unbreakable energy-draining field was deployed against the Enterprise and a Ferengi ship. The Enterprise was only able to escape after negotiating their release with an entity known as Portal 63, Guardian of the Tacon Empire.
Unbreakable energy draining field. It starts to make sense.
What else is there?
There's a lot here. Let's take it piece by piece.
Select the aspect you wish to learn more about.
Portal 63.
Someone from the Tacon Empire is actually still around.
Or at least was, 16 years ago.
Computer, what other information do you have on Portal 63, Guardian of the
I
Tacon Empire?
assumed it was an
The
AI.
entity known as Portal 63 is of an unknown nature. A biped humanoid, he was unaware that the Tacon Empire no longer existed at the time of the encounter. He was able to control the crystal-based technology of the Tacon outpost through apparent telepathic means. It was by his choice that the Enterprise was released from the energy draining field after Commander William T. Riker of the Away Team argued on behalf of both Starfleet and the Ferengi.
Telepathic control of their technology.
As I have said, they were the most advanced civilization in the galaxy.
Planet itself? Delphi Ardu. I can't remember if it was an artificial planet in its entirety. They do build solar systems.
What sort of planet is Delphi Ardu 4?
Delphi Ardu 4 is an M-class planet. a barren rocky world with little to no vegetation and frequent ion storms. The giant crystals that grow there absorb energy, but it is not understood how they do so. The entire Delphi-Ardu system, consisting of 11 planets, was considered completely uninhabited until the encounter with Portal 6-3.
Frequent ion storms. That can't just be a coincidence.
Another order?
There appears to be some sort of restriction order from Starfleet. Computer, explain this restriction.
A Starfleet directive similar to General Order 7 forbids entering the Delphi-Ardu system or attempting to make contact with Portal 6-3.
Starfleet doesn't throw up a no trespassing sign for just anybody.
I suppose it makes sense considering what happened to the Enterprise D.
I guess. First Federation's got a no trespassing thing.
The technology to capture and hold the Federation flagship would have to be unbelievably powerful. Computer, what else can you tell us about the energy-draining field the Takan used?
The Enterprise D was unable to break free on its own. The precise nature of the technology was never fully understood. Only that the crystalline technology used was beyond the comprehension of then-current Starfleet science.
The engineering team found a quantized spin crystal formation in the shuttle you took to Hotari. They registered tetrametric radiation coming from it.
We have Takan technology on board right now?
We might. I'll run a full analysis in the containment lab.
The Elydians should have crushed the revolt. But if the Hotari have Takan technology and can control it, I see why they're willing to negotiate peace. For all we know, this could be just the beginning. And we're up against something greater than we can imagine.
This kind of power in Hotari hands, it could be dangerous. For everyone.
Yeah.
Agreed. Which is why we should find a way to neutralize it if we can.
If it helps, we've been able to triangulate the source of the ionic interference and warp disruption to a specific mine on Tau. Engineering used the latest data from your shuttle to pinpoint its origin. There.
So we know where to look.
We need to know what's down there. What the Hotari are hiding, to better understand what we're up against. And to neutralize it if we can.
Captain, embarking on a mission to the Hotari moon would not be viewed favorably by either side.
Yep.
However, given the circumstances, we are entirely within our rights to defend ourselves.
I just want to make sure this doesn't blow up in our faces. Which is why I'm thinking of sending Commander Rydek on a covert mission to Tau. Assuming you're up to the task. It would require absolute secrecy. And obviously, it's not without risk.
I'll get the away team in and out. They're in safe hands with me.
Under normal circumstances, that would be the case. But given the sensitive nature of this incursion, I'm afraid you'll have to go it alone.
Fair enough.
I'm hoping Tylus can accompany you. The priority is to avoid detection. It's a calculated risk.
Right.
The last thing we need is to get caught and then blamed for violating our neutrality and aggravating an already tense situation. We can't afford any mistakes, which is why I've chosen you.
Oh boy.
Yes, sir. I'll do everything in my power to make sure no one knows I'm there.
Good. Of course, you'll have full support from the Resolute, and we'll make sure we take every precaution.
Every precaution.
Oh boy.
Get in touch with Tylus and make the necessary arrangements as discreetly as possible.
Bridge to Captain Solano. The Elydians have moved additional ships to the edge of the Hotari system. Current heading is straight for the homeworld.
Understood.
It would seem we no longer have the luxury of waiting. In that case, may I suggest you and I return to Hotari Prime. Doing so will provide Commander Rydek as much time as possible to complete her mission.
Agreed.
I like it.
We'll hail the Queen's delegation from my ready room. We all know what we need to do. Dismissed.
The Takan technology is definitely a rogue element to all of this. But also we can't, if we just take it away from the Hotari, things are immediately going to go back to how they were with the Elydians stamping down again.
Petty Officers Diaz and Ed Solar, Where is the crystal formation that you found in the shuttle? I have tasked Ensign Calloway with performing a full analysis of the tetrametric pulses.
Right.
Security brought it to the containment lab.
I was just there. They don't know anything about it. Security never checked it in.
Miranda never got there?
She's the one that had the crystal formation?
Yeah, her and the rest of the security detail from the negotiations.
Diaz, Tamaris.
Try her again. Commander Westbrook to Petty Officer Miranda Maris. Respond.
Something's not right.
Nope. She's still on the ship. She has to be.
Computer, locate Petty Officer Miranda Maris.
Petty Officer Miranda Maris is in the isolinear storage array on Deck 5.
I'll go find her.
Good.
That's...
I am sure Mr. Diaz can attend to this on his own.
Why is she in a storage room? Has it been stolen off of her? There's lots of linear chips out of place over there. Is she trying to send out a distress signal? She can't be doing that. Why are they out of place? There's a lot out of place, actually. What the? Another floor to it, at least.
Who did this?
Go around yanking us linear chips. Locked? Locked. I guess we are going... up. This is eerie. Though I'm making it eerier by not calling out, I guess. More isolinear chips. Duh. What are you doing?
What the?
Oh, it's just you.
What are
I'm
you...
busy right now. Why don't you come back later?
I called you.
I called you on the comm badge.
So did your commanding officer,
Twice.
to be fair.
Commander Westbrook, too.
Yeah.
Why didn't you answer?
Oh, I guess I was just caught up in my work. But I'm through here, so I can't stay and chat. I have other things to do. Sorry you came all this way for nothing.
What were you just doing?
What exactly were you doing in here? I saw you accessing files. Copying them onto that.
This is secure data. It's really not my place to talk about it. Look, I appreciate that you came to check on me, but I'm fine.
I feel like you're
You worry
not.
too much. We're on a starship. Nothing's gonna happen to me here.
It's not the only reason I'm here. That crystal formation you took never made it to the containment lab. Westbrook sent me to find you. To find out what happened.
Will you drop it?
No.
I don't like being interrogated, Carter.
Hey, wait up!
I'm getting some very mixed signals from you right now. I'm sorry. I'm under a lot of stress right now. Just tell Chovak or whoever I don't know where the crystals are, and let me go about my business. I know we have some things to figure out. I don't have time to stand around and debate with you. Not right now.
Why can't you... You tell them.
If you won't give me a straight answer, you can tell them yourself.
This doesn't concern you, so I'm good with that.
Miranda, hold on.
No. Get out of my way.
So I see you found each other.
You were taking so long, the commander sent us to see what the problem was. Diaz, you were sent here with specific orders, and fighting your crewmate wasn't one of them. What the hell is going on here?
Let's just let them explain.
I'd like to hear that, because I know what it looks like.
Ask her.
Ask her! She was doing something with this. Copying all kinds of data.
This drive is unauthorized.
There are ISOs all over the floor.
And that's why I was in here, investigating this situation. And when Carter came looking for me, we got our wires crossed. It wasn't anything more than that.
Even if that was true, it still doesn't answer what happened to the crystal formation that she took. And she isn't helping.
I can't tell you what I don't know. I brought them where they belonged, and that's where I left them.
No, you didn't.
I don't know what's going on here, but I think we need to call it into security. She can explain herself in the brig.
Hold on a minute. We don't need to put this on anyone's permanent record. Miranda, maybe you're feeling out of sorts, and we should head to sickbay so the doc can check you out?
Yeah, I haven't felt right since I came back from Hotari. I think I should see the doctor.
You two know her? If you really think she's not well, we can take her to sickbay first. But what I know is this is a security breach, and we should treat it as such.
Please, just let me go see the doctor.
Honestly,
She did have a bumpy ride back on the shuttle. Come on, Carter.
I'm tempted to
We should get her
just
taken
call
care of.
security,
I
but
better be sure about this.
there's a little chaotic voice in me that says do this.
Let's take her to sickbay. It's better than the brig, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Fine. Get checked out by medical. You two go with her.
Also, I'm wondering if there is some
I'll
sort of
put
telepathic
this back
element
together.
here. Like, I'm hoping there is, and that she's not actually a double agent or something. Oh, that looks very TNG. Big purple hued rocky field. This looks a lot like a portal planet, doesn't it? Sparse vegetation. But anyway, yeah, I'm hoping that there's some sort of telepathic effect at play. Maybe that the crystal's gone and is controlling Miranda or something. And that's what she's doing, she's acting up. I really hope she's not like a double agent or something. A double agent for who, though? The Hotari? When would she have had the chance? She's just starting out in her career as well. Okay, mind on this mission. Don't want to get caught. I could combadge. Why could I combadge?
Rydek here.
This is Irma. Any trouble getting to the surface?
I'm really starting to miss transporters.
As long as this storm is around, you'd better learn to like shuttles. But if you can find the cause of the interference, we might be able to get back to transporting.
As if I needed another incentive. We both know there's a lot more than that riding on this.
Fair enough. You'll need to get in and out of the mine undetected, so I hope Minister Tylus can help in that regard.
So do I.
And to keep this covert, we'll refrain from contact unless absolutely necessary.
Understood.
Understood. Rydek out.
I was going to say, I wasn't exactly being very stealthy for that conversation, was I? Thought I heard something. I did. I feel like I can hear footsteps as well. Not my own. Why is there a ship orbiting nearby though? Great. Crystalline formations. Interesting.
The ionic interference is coming from underground. I should find a safer way down there.
I didn't bring any climbing gear, I just went as is in my uniform. That's not fantastic. Okay, she's over there and hiding. Let's hope she's alone and this isn't a setup or something. I mean, if it is, I'm kind of scuppered anyway.
I saw your shuttle take off.
That's not good.
Hopefully no one else did.
Yeah, right.
It's good to see you. Even under these unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for agreeing to this. You've already taken risks on our behalf. It means a great deal that you would do so again.
If it's for my people, no risk is too great.
Lead the way. I'll fill you in on what we've learned about the situation.
Follow me.
The device Galvin and Sidron brought back from the mines is being used to control some sort of warp disruption weapon that has the Resolute trapped in Hotari space.
Yep.
According to our readings, the power source for that device is on this moon, at the specific coordinates I sent you.
That sounds impossible. But explains the rumors of the Hotari controlling the ionic storm.
We strongly suspect the device was created by an ancient empire known as the Takan.
The Takan?
Once the most powerful civilization in the galaxy. But they've been gone for over 600,000 years.
Yep.
It's hard to believe there's something like that on Tau.
Which is why I need proof. If we find hard evidence that Galvin and his allies are hiding dangerous Takan technology, I can convince the Federation to let us intervene.
Understood. We're almost there.
That's the mine?
Mining ships.
Prospect 614 North, Subdivision 20.
It's enormous.
Just one of the thousands across Tau. The pride of Hotari.
How do we get inside?
The structure that circles the mine has entry points for transporting equipment into the lower levels. They're guarded, but nothing I can't get past using my authority.
Well, that's good to hear.
What about me, though?
As long as you can avoid being seen, I should be able to talk my way past any miner.
Right.
And provide a little distraction for you in the process.
How do I avoid being seen?
Crouch?
You don't use the door.
Crouching usually works in most games.
How dare you! Don't you know who I am? I am Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs.
That's not...
The Queen would be furious to hear you tried to deny me entry.
Intruder window.
But I just...
Got
You
it.
just what? Just now realize the trouble you've made for yourself?
Crouch still.
And who
Still
exactly do
crouch.
you think you're going to report this to? Because I'll be reporting it as well, to someone much further up the ladder.
And get the tricorder out as well.
You have no authority here. Do you understand who pays your wage? I can inform the Queen directly of this insolence.
There's no
You'll
need
regret
for...
everything you've said here today. You should have opened the doors the second I appeared before you.
That's not the protocol. I didn't know
Each second you delay my entry, it's being reported.
I
Rinse.
told you, I can't...
Okay, yep.
But fine.
A wise choice. Lead the way. Be quick.
Full system access. Let's see if I can just...
Voila. Took me a sec, but there we go. Oh, come on, I could have climbed over those quietly.
Better hurry. Not sure how long she can keep him busy.
Nice tricorder to be... Oh, hello.
Something in here is keeping that door closed.
Power regulators. What else? That it? No.
Got it. Should remove the security check on the door.
Handy. I'm guessing that the door being the one over here. Oh, can I run? Yes, I can, nice and quietly. Okay, I'm through. Now I need, to find Tireless. Probably be fairly quick about this. Wow. Hell of a view.
I didn't come here to educate an imbecile on royal protocol.
Of course not, Minister.
So I will be about my business here, and you will take yourself out of my sight. There you are.
You really let that guy have it.
It worked, didn't it? I'm used to having to throw my weight around. Hard to get anyone to listen to you otherwise.
I'm impressed. I didn't know you had it in you.
There's a lot you don't know about me. Underestimate me at your peril.
The catwalks were booby-trapped.
Galvin and Cedron have gone to great lengths to keep out the uninvited. Well, we're inside. Where do you want to start?
The ionic interference is coming from below us. We need to go deeper.
That lift goes down, at least to the changeover station. But we can't use it without DNA authorization from one of the guards.
I have an idea, but we need a few samples of DNA from the miners who work here.
Samples?
Fingerprints, sweat, blood.
Which will trick the machine and get us control of the lift.
That's the theory. Let's test it.
I assume the tricorder could replicate that sort of things with enough,
This facility doesn't seem well maintained.
Fingerprints?
An Illydian console.
All the managerial technology in the mines is Illydian.
So they can keep an eye on their investment.
That's how it is.
Have a quick look in here, shall we? Oh wait, can I talk to you? No, okay.
Wow, that is a lot of DNA. I should look for the most concentrated spots.
Well, I doubt there's going to be much in here, except in the way of like on the console screens.
This'll work.
Biological, there we go. Fingerprints. Saliva? Who's been licking the control panel? Oh, from the nose. Okay, he sneezed. He sneezed on it. And the other two make sense, but yeah, the other ones are.
That's a stable DNA sample. It's only partial, but a few more should do it.
Could do this one as well. I'd rather find an alternate source as well. Boots! Sweaty clothes, lovely.
Hygiene clearly isn't a priority down here.
Yep.
I can use this.
Handprint. Perfect. Residual oil deposits reveal a distinctive pattern of ridges and valleys consistent with a fingerprint belonging to a Hotari male. Glowing rock.
Some kind of glowing mineral being used as a light source. Might want one of these for my cabin, actually. Leftovers. I should give this a scan.
Yeah, figured. Saliva and stuff, and a cup.
Almost looks like coffee. Almost. I'll have some Ractagino when I get back to the ship.
And coloring.
If they eat in here, it's likely there's some DNA in the room.
Ooh, that looks well nice.
Hotari must be tough on the inside, too.
Oh, you kidding me? That looks lovely. I love my food to look like bricks.
There's gotta be stable DNA here.
Yeah. Saliva on the cup. Fingerprints on the utensils. And saliva on the food. Dental records. There you go.
Perfect. That's enough to make the DNA profile. Time to go back to the lift.
Neat. Maybe I should suit up in disguise. It's actually probably not a bad idea. Why don't I do that instead of wandering around in a Starfleet uniform?
You're not coming inside?
There are some things I'd rather not smell.
Ah.
Fair enough.
What's in all these containers?
These contain mining supplies, tools, energy packs for machinery.
Shouldn't mining supplies be inside the mines?
It is troubling. If the workers here aren't mining...
Please don't tell me they're arming up for a revolt. Ta-da.
It worked!
Theory proven.
I'll get it started.
According to that console, I'm indefinable. Kari male.
Ready?
I'm a little afraid of what we might find down there.
We'll be okay. I've survived worse than this.
Well, I haven't. But I'll put my faith in you. For now. Jara. No, stay back. There's a guard at the station. You'll have to hide.
Oh god, where? This doesn't feel very hidden.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
You watch your tone with me. I'm Tylus Altaris, Minister of Diplomatic Affairs. I speak for the Queen herself.
This is a restricted area. No one gains access without the approval of Galvin or Sidron.
Wait.
Jues Gawad Abawincha.
Let me go!
Are you alright?
I don't know if I should have done that.
Are you injured?
No, I thought if I could talk my way through like always, I'd be fine, but... I'm a diplomat. This isn't what I do. I've never even fired a weapon. This is just...
Pep talk.
It's real now. I wasn't ready for this.
Tylus, you can do this.
I don't see what you're basing that on.
All you've shown me so far is an iron-willed determination to save your people.
Yeah, good one.
I don't expect that's changed.
Right?
No. No, it hasn't. My authority has never been challenged like that. It meant nothing to him.
So we should assume any Hotari we encounter from here on can't be reasoned with.
Agreed. The only loyalty they have down here is to Galvin and Sidron.
Yeah, they found something else to believe in.
Can you switch over the lift?
The guard should have a scan card that will allow us to operate the switch.
What is that rifle?
An Illydian disruptor.
I assume the miners took weapons from the Illydians before they fled the mines.
That explains some of how the uprising happened, but not enough.
Should we take it with us?
No. My phaser is more efficient. Unless you want it.
Oh no. Weapons aren't my thing.
Plus, mine has a stun.
That's some serious armor.
Conditions in the mines are harsh, even for Hotari.
Got it.
He's not dead, is he?
No.
He's still one of my people, and I didn't come here to take Hotari lives.
My phaser's set to stun. He'll be perfectly fine, just unconscious for a while.
I see. We don't have that sort of technology on our weapons.
Good to know.
Oh dear. That was the inspection point, I guess. We carry on going down now? Carry on going down.
The energy readings are emanating from this tunnel. It's sure to be guarded in there. Stay low and follow my lead.
Right.